Today I feel very sad when I listen to the news. So much chaos, so much pain. My heart goes out to the different areas of the world where there is so many loss of lives, loss of loved ones still missing, chaos. When I listen to the complaints, who's right, who's wrong. When I listen to the cries of the hunger not only for food, for the physical part of the body, but emotionally. When I look around, and sadly to say, I don't have to look very far to find someone that is in pain. Someone needing a helping hand. Someone standing on the street. Someone sleeping on the street. The condition of our environment, the condition of our community, the condition of our churches, our schools, the condition of the world. Makes me question when and who and where. We keep looking for so many answers on the outside. And I strongly believe change has to start within. It has to start within our belief above the narcissistic personalities, the bold and the beautiful, if I should say. Because when the stories that I hear day after day, the same tornadoes, the same disaster that's going on worldwide is also going on inside the homes. It's just a smaller version. And I say, we was all in kind of a numb state when it was COVID. But I said, with the surge and the impact that COVID made was already here. It just made it easier to make a disclosure. COVID just made a disclosure of what's already here and kind of place accountability on us to take charge and do something different. But until then, child abuse was already here. The results of so many addictions already here. The divorces, children placed in group homes, out of the home placement, is already here. So we have the volcanoes and the tornadoes that's ripping the country and islands apart. We have them right here in our home, in our community, and believe it or not, also in our churches. But sometimes we have a tendency to give it a new definition or a different label, different name. But I just happen to be in a position where I hear the stories in the privacy of my office, in the quietness of my meditation and grounding room, that I encourage people just to sit still for a moment. Let's just sit still, hold your world right here, because the most important person, the moment, is right here, and it's you. What would this world be like, I often ask, if we took a moment and was just quiet, and we function more from what's inside of us than react to what's going on the outside of us? What would this world be like if we stop participating in the symptoms of other people's mental symptoms? We will participate out of fear. And fear holds a space that generates more fear, which manifests itself into mental health sickness. And we just begin to cycle. So we're doing no more today cycling the trauma than generations ago. Cycling generational debris. And we're doing the same thing in our home. We're doing it in the community. When I have people come to me and they say, I've been in counseling for 10 years. I heard about you, and I just wanted to come. And then when I ask, okay, please identify what the problem is. Now, if you've been in counseling for 10 years and you still continue to experience the same problem, let's talk about this. Let's identify what needs to change. And I think that's a question we could ask the entire world. What needs to change? And change begins with you. It begins with all of us inside. Yeah. So many journeys we have gotten interweaved in other people's journey just because that journey looks a little bit more stable. And we've never took the time out to identify what is our journey. What is your journey today, divinely? I believe we all have a purpose, and we all must fulfill our purpose. Sometimes we don't understand it. Sometimes it takes longer than others to identify. Sometimes we may never. But that's okay. You keep moving. But you always do an assessment. Why are you moving? Where are you moving to? What is the energy that you are generating? Is it your own internal self energy? Or is it your energy based on what you think other people need from you, want you? Or we all in the state of attachment, having attachment issues. I have to be attached to certain people, certain things, places. And we allow in that attachment to give us the definition of who we are. And sometimes that is not the correct definition. So here comes another volcano that's ripping your relationships apart, your family members not speaking to each other. What does that happen? What impact that makes on the children in the home? When there's domestic violence, it don't have to be just physical, it can be emotional. When names are being called, it's not on birth certificates. When love is not generated, then what are you generating? When the adults is making a decision to have a battle between each other and the children are the victim, the children are left to put their own stories together, their own beliefs together with no foundation. And children that have no foundation and putting their own stories together, sometimes the stories is not true, but it's their belief. And the results of that belief, here comes another destructive volcano in the family system. And it has a way of rotating its way into the school, into the community, and the churches. Identity issues. I have as young as 9 and 10 years old talking to me about pronouns. Okay. When I ask questions, because I want to respect the person where they are, it's always answers that is connected to what I saw, what I heard, what I felt. At the moment, the traumatic moment happened, they're left with the emotional unbalance. But here's where I'm comfortable today. What are we doing? What are we saying? When we look at the volcanoes and the earthquakes and the confusion and the chaos and the pain that we inflicting on each other and lack of motivating and pulling each other up and supporting in the spirit of love, we are constantly experiencing the impact in our homes, our own private volcanoes, earthquakes, in our relationships, and again, flowing from the home. We've not learned yet how to care for our own in the home. We still, so many kids are in the group home, out of placement. So many in rehabilitation centers. Because when are we going to bring the unit back home? And I believe it starts within each one of us. It starts within. Finding that flow of love, that flow of healing, and believing and having faith that today begins a better tomorrow by me taking a different approach, by me listening with my spiritual ear, my spiritual lenses. I begin to see through the chaos, there can be silence, there can be peace, but it does not happen until it starts within each one of us. Finding that peace, believing in it, protecting it, and walking daily in your journey with the peace. And what you are generating, it flows from you into other lives that come in your path every day. The healing begins with others from you. Life will eventually have a collision with the truth. So today, I'm just making connections deep within lives and restoring the human touch.